Clearing out the space before people start coming in. Clearing out the space before anyone comes in. And this is to repel any negative energy, any negative people, any negative thoughts, any evil eyes. This will be a very short and timely message. Peace to anyone that does chime in. Peace to my gods, goddesses, lords and lordesses, kings and queens. Peace to my people. I ask if you do join this live to please hit the share button so that I could stay in the algorithm. I have a very short message to come and deliver. And it's about the uprooting of our people. It's about why we're not healing collectively. Why have everything that we have tried throughout the centuries and the decades has only had little to no progress. What is the issue here? Why can't we heal as a people? So I came here to give a few pointers of my perspective of things. Everybody may not resonate with my message, and that's okay, because we're all different. We all have different experiences, and we all have different viewpoints. So I'm here to share mine, if I may, to the collective. So I ask that if anyone join and stick around, would you please share my live? I haven't been on live in a while, so I don't know how my video is going to go through the algorithm. I repel any negative energy, any negative comments, any negative people. Please share the live. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, because people will see the video later. You can join me on Facebook at Nairi Sanchez, NY, EREESANCHEZ on Facebook if you want to see the whole video. So I'm here to talk about why we are not healing as a people collectively. What has been the biggest roadblock in the midst of our healing process? We got so many different organizations. We have so many different people in a neighborhood that's coming together. People that's bringing together a lot of different organizations, religions and stuff like that. Why is it that we have not been able to have a healing mechanism? Why is this stuff not healing us? Why has it not been one of the greatest healing mechanisms of all times for our people? So I'm going to start this off. And I ask that everybody bring their brain to the table and sit their feelings and emotions down. Come in with an open mind. I do ask for that. So I was thinking about a newsletter that I had, an unpublished newsletter that I wrote. And I wanted to share that with the people. And it talks about how we don't, as a people, know how to stay unified to our cause, because we allow our differences as a people to always come in between and distract us from the main cause. You have organizations that often spend a lot of time creating fresh ideas and ways of handling community tasks. And those are some really good organizations that we have out here. A lot of people, they come in, they have a lot of zeal, but at some point in time, that zeal seems to dwindle down. And I feel like that happens because we don't remain grounded to the agenda. We come in and we don't consider the fact that we may have the same color skin, but in that we also have very different backgrounds, very different experiences. Some of us even different cultures, and a lot of times our people do not know how to respect each other's different beliefs, each other's different backgrounds, each other's different, cultures and stuff. We see each other, we think we're all one thing, and that's just not the case. We're not all one thing. That's just like you have the British Europeans, and then you have the Spanish Europeans, and then you have the Irish Europeans. They all share the same color skin, and they are not all the same people. But they know how to sit all that to the side when it comes to unifying their agenda. And this is why they're successful. This is why they have power and control. This is why they still are able to control what we think, what we eat, what we breathe, how we move, where we live. They're in control. We don't control none of that. And at some point in time, we have to ask ourselves, why? Why don't we have any control over our own manpower, over our own communities, over our own grocery stores, over our own agriculture? Why don't we have any control over that? And so I feel like as a people, we have an issue with communicating with one another. We don't know how to do that. We don't know how to learn each other's communication styles. Instead of us learning how each other communicate, we would rather trample over one another and force our opinions and force our beliefs and force our experiences on everybody. We don't stick to our agenda. And so I feel like we have so many different factors that the people who's above us has put down upon us. A lot of different divisive tools. Some of them have been politics, colorism, sexism, materialism, culture, and the main one for me is religion. A lot of our people are at odds because of religion, because of sexism, and because of colorism and materialism. And then we have to ask ourselves, what is insanity? Now, I am an author of 10 Ways. I am the author of 10 Ways to Insanity. You guys can find that book on Amazon. Just look up 10 Ways to Insanity. My name is going to pop up. All right. So we know that the definition of insanity by social standards is the repetition of doing something and expecting different results. But the dictionary's version of insanity is unsoundness of mind, lack of ability to understand, not having the mental capacity required, extreme foolishness, irrationality, senselessness, ridiculousness, and ultimately mental illness. I feel like this is something that our people are in collective denial of, that we have been in this condition for so long that we don't accept we suffer from mental illness. We suffer from cognitive dissonance. We suffer from the problem of being so deeply rooted in our ideas and our concepts and our beliefs that we don't know how to stop thinking and being led by our emotions. Emotions are liars. Emotions are liars. Emotions is connected to the number 7. And the number 7 with emotions is connected to the planet of Neptunus. And Neptunus is connected to the planet of illusions. So we make ourselves believe things that we don't understand. And that's why we suffer. Because we don't want to uproot ourselves. In order for our people to collectively come together to really get anything accomplished, we have to be uprooted. Bottom line, point blank, period. This is my mechanism of a healing tool, being uprooted. Because there's no way that you can take a building that has been infested with pests. It's not enough extermination that's going to handle that. Sometimes things can be so deeply infested that it takes for it to be torn down in order to be rebuilt on a different foundation. That is the case with us. That is the case of our people. And many of us are familiar with history, but we're not familiar and capable of accepting and comprehending our story. We look at these biblical stories, and this is not to go against what anybody believes. Believe what you want to, that's your prerogative. I don't go against people for what they believe. However, if your beliefs happen to object what is real and what is true, that is not my fault. So I ask that everybody hear what I'm saying with an open mind. Hear with your mind, not with your feelings or your emotions. When I say that biblical stories, a lot of them are mythical, and we've been taught to believe all this stuff is literal. A lot of people will object to me. Well, that's okay. Because it's not me you're objecting to. It's the reality that you're rejecting. And the thing is, we've been so deeply ingrained with these stories. I know I was when I was younger. I believe that Noah's Ark story. I believe that there was a man named Jonah that got swallowed up by a fish for 3 days and 3 nights. I believe that. I believed that there was a man in the sky and he had a son that didn't have a mother. I believed that. It was only 3 things: the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. I believed all of those things because I didn't know any better. This is what happens when you perpetuate generational curses over and over again. Now you have 10 generations of people believing in things that they don't understand. And then those generations suffer. And what is it that we're suffering because of our belief system? We suffer disunity. We suffer powerlessness, lack of control, ultimately lack of self-control, and lack of unity. We suffer. We suffer. Okay? Now, we know that this is not by an accident. The reason why we've been taught the things that we've been taught, the way we've been taught these things. Okay? We know that it is an entire systematic jurisdiction that we are presently living under, and it has been strategically calculated and designed. Knowing that this information has not given us any justice throughout centuries, decades, and years, what have we been doing to get the results? Have not worked collectively. It clearly has not worked. We've marched, we still protest, we still pray, we still continue to go to churches and temples, we vote, we become politicians, leaders, pastors, judges, lawyers, police officers. We have also formed multiple organizations. We have sacrificed our lives. Yet, none of this has given us the collective results that we all long to have. We still have no autonomy. We have not been able to accomplish that. And we are due to ask ourselves, if what we are attempting to do for decades has not worked, why do we keep attempting to do the same things and expect different results? Some places are still singing Kumbaya, we shall overcome. That should be embarrassing to us as a people at this point. And the thing is, y'all, we say we got to get inside to make a difference. We've had politicians, judges, we're inside. But the bottom line is, that's not our house. The government is not our house. So we can get inside of the government all we want to. We ain't running nothing. We don't have the final say, so we're not going to go inside of somebody else's house and run it. That's just common sense. Some of us have children. And even if you don't, it doesn't take for you to have a child to understand the metaphor of you not running nothing that you didn't build. You don't have no power and jurisdiction in somebody else's house. Yet we as a people constantly go inside of the government thinking we're going to change something. And even if they give us the change, it's little to no progress in what we really are looking for. We're tired of racism. We're tired of injustice. We're tired of being the minority, being on the losing side. We're tired of that. Yet, all this time that we've been doing the same things, using the same mechanisms, religion. Everybody think their God is the answer to everything. And the bottom line is, this is going to make some people uncomfortable and feel some type of way. But I'm not here to spare your feelings. I'm here because I'm a speaker of truth. Every culture has their God. Every culture has their God. And in every culture, their God is the Most High. Their God is no other God but their God in every culture. There's only one common denominator that every culture has that we can all agree on. It has one name and one main agenda, and that's the devil. In every culture, the devil is the same person with the same name, with the same agenda, with the same power, with the same attributes. We have to ask ourselves, what's up with that? Now it's time for you to sit your feelings down and bring your brain to the table. We don't know how to uproot ourselves from these belief systems. What you believe personally is your business. But when it's time for us to come together collectively, we feel like what we have comprehended to be whatever created everything, that everybody else is subjugated to believe and follow that. And if they don't, then we can't work together. And that is the reason why our people collectively don't heal. All the great organizations out here, all the great things that they've done, why have not we been able to accomplish a healing mechanism for all the trauma our people have suffered? Why are we still asking these people who caused the trauma to heal the trauma? Why are we still asking the people who created the poverty to end the poverty? We keep asking for this. Reparations, that they ain't giving us nothing. When are we going to stop? When are we going to stop? When are we going to stop beating a dead horse? When are we going to stop trying to draw water out of a dry well? When are we going to stop doing that, y'all? Because at this point, it's turned into a form of insanity. And we all think that this biblical stuff is doing anything for us and helping us, when most of us that read it don't even really know what we're truly reading, because we think it's literal. And we think that because we've been taught that. So it's not all our fault, but it is that now you have the responsibility to learn exactly what you're really reading. Because these elites, they know what you're reading. They know they don't have no God up in the sky to answer to. They know that. That's why they do what they do. But they got us believing we're cursed. And we are. But it ain't got nothing to do with what they're telling you, idiot. We're cursed because we've allowed ourselves to believe lies. And we teach it to our children and our grandchildren. And we've been inherited a legacy full of religious lies. And we refuse. We refuse to uproot those things and get to the bottom of it. We won't do it, you know. And so when you're trying to fight against the system, a lot of people have challenged the system. We still have not accomplished the main thing, the main goal, the main agenda. We still haven't accomplished it. We've got certain things here and there. Doggy bones. That's what they've given us. You mean to tell me in the year 2000, quote unquote, allegedly the year 2023, we still are repeating the words, the first black this, the first black that? Are you kidding me? We still believe that we're a minority when we've never been that in the first place, technically. But based off of the word code that they have, we are a minority because we're always on the losing side. We won't dissect our former minds to create a new one. And please keep in mind that when you are trying to uproot yourself, that it's a challenging process. And it will challenge everything we once knew and everything we think we already know. The only way to defeat our common beast is to do things differently than what's already been done. And anything else will considerably make us asinine, suffering from an insanity, not by not being in touch with our reality. We got to understand that this is not about just changing the system. Our people are obsessed with wanting to change the system, but we're not obsessed with wanting to change ourselves. And that's another reason why we can't heal. That's another reason why we can't come together. We can't. We're too emotionally embedded in belief systems. And it's hard for us to create a safe environment when we won't allow our minds to evolve. The way we function and operate with one another. It is hard to do that. How do we become one nation on the same accord and treat each other like family and have the same goal when we don't respect each other's differences? We don't. And so this is what I came here to speak on. Why is it so hard for us to heal? Why aren't we healing as a people? And the bottom line is because we won't allow ourselves to be uprooted. And the people that are being uprooted are separating themselves. The sheep are separating themselves from the goats. That's indeed happening. And as that happens, there's going to be a very separate group of people that's going to look like us. And unfortunately, everybody is not going to be a part of that new foundation. It just is what it is. That we're living in this age of enlightenment, this age of Aquarius. The globe is going through an entire awakening. It's not us individually. But nobody is going through that awakening harder than us, because the awakening was taken from us when it was taken from our ancestors. Now that awakening is being restored to us. So we can learn how to put our differences to the side. We arguing about men and women. Wow, woman this, men that. We lie to ourselves every day because our emotions, we lead by our emotions. And emotions, again, your emotions are liars. Because it is connected to the planet of Neptune. So our emotions play a lot of tricks on us. Make us believe things. And we think we really be believing. And it's you understand what I'm saying? Nothing. So I'm going to leave us with a message for today. For those who don't know, I am a natural born psychic medium. All right. I do read tarot and oracle, but I also have a platform, a business called Manifestations and Constellations, to where I help people take healing mechanisms and steps towards getting their power back, getting their strength back, uprooting themselves. And here, I leave you with the strength card. This is Leo energy. This is about your heart, okay? This is about being able to open your heart and being honest with yourself. Because our people, as a people, we're not truthful to ourselves. We're not honest with ourselves. We rather hold on to tradition than to understand that we need to change the trajectory of the way we think and see things. We don't want to do that. So with the Seven of Swords here with strength and the Eight of Swords, this is telling us that we have to find the strength within ourselves to come out of these elusive ways of thinking and doing things. It's not going to work for us collectively. It's not. It's going to leave us still stuck trying to figure out how we're going to do this, how we're going to make this happen. Quit trying to fight the system, y'all, because you're not going to win that fight. That's not your house. That's their house. Nobody's going to let you come in their house and run anything. You did not build it, and you will not destroy it. But what can destroy it is when we learn how to be autonomous, move away from trying to fight with them, and learn how to come together collectively and build our own. And the only way we do that is to eradicate and uproot a lot of these belief systems that we've been taught to have, which is one of the hardest things for us to do. But if we really want to see results of our people, and we're tired of singing the same song and kumbaya and watching all the trauma that we cause to one another, that's going to have to start at home, baby, in the basis of this right here. You got 3 energies out here talking about the mind. Actually 4. You have the 2 of Swords, you have the 7 of Swords, and you have the 8 of Swords. All of this is talking about negative thinking, negative mindsets, traditional outdated beliefs, beliefs that don't work anymore, beliefs that people want to hold on to, don't want to let go of. And this is asking you to allow yourself to move away from that and to learn to see things from a different perspective. Have your belief system, but don't be closed-minded. Don't be closed-minded, because there's nothing you can take out of this closed fist and ain't nothing you can put in it. It's just a closed fist is what it is. So when we don't know how to be open-minded to one another, we don't learn anything. We don't learn nothing. If we think our beliefs is all we need and we know it all, we don't learn anything. And we have that problem very bad as a people, especially when it comes down to religious beliefs. And as long as we stay in that mindset, it does not matter how we come together and do this and do that. It does not matter how we change our identity. It does not matter if we buy land. It does not matter if we start at 25,000 organizations. What good would any of that do when we don't know how to dwell together and respect each other's differences? What good would any of it do? So on that note, that's all I came here to say. I hope somebody got something out of this message. And thank you for joining me. I share you all. See you all on the next Talking Tarot Live on TikTok. Meet me on Facebook at Nairi Sanchez, as well as the Talking Tarot Show. If you want to see this video, repeat it. Thank you very much. Hope y'all having a wonderful evening. Peace.